Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the DFO Fantasy Podcast Morning Report. It is October 25th, and the DFO Fantasy Podcast is presented to you by Betway. If you're going to place a bet on Betway. Please play responsibly. You must be 19 years of age or older. All right, we have a massive 16-game slate to recap from last night, so let's jump right in, waste no time. Let's start with the Washington Capitals and the Toronto Maple Leafs. The Maple Leafs were minus 167 road favorites and got the W 4-1. William Nylander had a goal. John Tavares had a goal. Both of them have points in all 6 games so far this season. Both players also have 10 points. Nylander, 5 goals, 5 assists. Tavares, 3 goals and 7 assists. Joseph Woll was excellent, stopping 36 of 37 shots for a .972 save percentage. He is now 2-1 with a 144 goals against average and .958 save percentage on the season. Alex Ovechkin did everything he could to get his first goal of the season last night. He had an absurd 14 shots on goal and did actually score the Capitals' only goal of the night. But they lost, dropping them to 1-3-1 on the season. They have struggled offensively, scoring just 1.4 goals per game so far. The Ottawa Senators and Buffalo Sabres took the ice, and the Sabres won 6-4 as plus 169 road underdogs. Brady Tkachuk left briefly with what was classified as an elbow stinger. He returned for the third period where he fought Alex Tuch in the final 5 minutes of the game, got an instigator penalty, meaning he will face a 1-game suspension. The Senators did talk about how they were not fans of that call, but so we'll see what comes of that. But looking like Tkachuk headed for an automatic 1-game suspension. Buffalo did lead 5-1 in this game before almost blowing it late. And then are the floodgates open for Tage Thompson? Struggled early, only shooting 3.4% in his first 6 games. He had 2 goals, 1 assist in this contest. Jeff Skinner also had 2 goals on 6 shots on goal. He has now scored in 4 of the last 5 games and has 5 goals, 1 assist in 7 games so far this season. For Ottawa, they got goals from 4 different players, but most notably, Josh Norris scored 1 goal on 4 shots. He has registered 3 goals, 1 assist, 12 shots on goal in his first 3 games since returning from a shoulder injury. The Tampa Bay Lightning were plus 119 home underdogs against the Carolina Hurricanes last night. The Hurricanes got Sebastian Aho back in the lineup, but it did not matter as they were shut down by Jonas Johansson, who stopped all 32 shots he faced for his second career NHL shutout. Johansson is now 3-1-2 with a .299 goals against average and a .917 save percentage as he continues to fill in for Andrei Vasilevsky. Braden Point finally scored his first of the season. He has now scored 1 goal with 8 assists in 7 games, 9 points in 7 games. Nick Paul scored another, giving him 4 goals, 2 assists in 7 games. He is just 31% owned and continues to be worth a look on the waiver wire while he is skating with Steven Stamkos at 5v5, and he continues to operate as the net front presence on the Lightning's top power play unit. The Devils won 5-2 in Montreal. They were minus 221 favorites. The Tyler Toffoli, he just did Tyler Toffoli things, haunting former teams. He had a hat trick on 6 shots on goal last night. His line mate, Jack Hughes, assisted on all 3 of his goals and finished the night with 4 assists. Hughes now has 14 points, 4 goals, 10 assists in 5 games, putting him on pace for 230 points, 66 goals, 164 assists. Doubt he gets there, but a tremendous start to the season nonetheless for Jack Hughes. After going pointless in his first 4 games, Nico Hischier finally got on the board with 1 goal on 4 shots, and Mike Matheson continued his impressive season so far, scoring 1 goal on 5 shots while playing an outrageous 26 minutes and 37 seconds. He is just 40% owned and should be rostered while he is playing that much ice time and seeing time on Montreal's top power play unit with David Savard out indefinitely with an upper body injury. Mike Matheson probably going to continue to see a massive amount of minutes for the Canadians. The Dallas Stars won in Pittsburgh as minus 125 favorites, 4-1. Dallas got contributions from many sources in this game, but most importantly, Jason Robertson had 1 goal, 1 assist. He's now got points in 3 straight games, 1 goal, 3 assists in 5 games this season. Wyatt Johnson also scored for the second straight game. He's now at a point per game with 5 points in 5 games, and he's playing a lot more than he was last year. He's averaging over 18 minutes per game right now, which is huge, and he's likely available in your league at just 19% owned. If he continues to play that many minutes, a breakout is surely to come for Wyatt Johnson, was playing around 16 minutes last year. So good to see the ice time being doled out to him so far. Jake Ottinger was obviously outstanding in a 4-1 win, stopping 38 of 39 shots for his third win of the season. He has now posted a 144 goals against average and a 952 save percentage this season. Brian Rust scored the Penguins' only goal. As his hot start continued, he has 5 goals in 6 games for the Penguins and is still just 50% owned. The Florida Panthers won 3-1 as minus 230 favorites against the San Jose Sharks. That came without Alexander Barkov, who was a surprise scratch for the Panthers. Matt Tkachuk, 2 assists. Carter Verhaeghe, 1 goal. And Sam Reinhart, shocking, 1 goal for him. Reinhart has now scored in every game except for the season opener, has 7 goals, 2 assists in 6 games so far this season. And Anton Lundell, had 1 assist in 17 minutes and 1 second of ice time while filling in for Barkov on that top line. He's just 3% owned and is someone that I would be looking at in deeper leagues if we get word that Barkov is going to miss some time. At this point, we do not know that. Anthony Stolarz stopped 27 of 28 shots for the win in his Panthers debut. For the Islanders, they hosted the Colorado Avalanche last night. They were plus 122, the Avalanche minus 135. The Avs won 7-4. Although this game was much closer than the scoreline suggests, the Avalanche added 2 empty net goals to seal the win. They had standout performances from Mikko Rantanen, who had 1 goal and 3 assists. Ryan Johansson, 2 goals. Cale Makar, 1 goal, 2 assists, and Nathan McKinnon, 1 goal, 8 shots, and then Valeri Nichushkin, 2 assists of his own. Ryan Johansson, to me, must pick up at the moment, 18% owned. He's currently on a line with Mikko Rantanen, remains on the top power play unit as well. He has goals in 3 straight games and 5 points. 4 goals, 1 assist in 6 games. And the most notable performance from the Islanders side was Noah Dobson, who had 2 assists in 26 minutes and 25 seconds. He has points in 4 straight games and has 1 goal, 4 assists in 5 games on the season. Looks like a breakout campaign is on the way for Noah Dobson. The Red Wings were minus 113 home favorites against the Seattle Kraken. They dropped this one, snapping their 5-game winning streak. They lost 5-4 in overtime. This game was absolutely wild. The Kraken went into the third period with a 3-1 lead. And it was just a penalty-filled back-and-forth game. Detroit was 3 for 6 on the power play. They're currently second in the NHL at 41.4% on the power play. Seattle was 2 for 5 on the power play, including a game-tying goal from Jared McCann with just 90 seconds left. Dylan Larkin had another massive night. He had 1 goal, 2 assists. He's currently tied with Jack Hughes for the NHL lead with 14 points. Alex DeBrincat scored again as he continues to lead the NHL in goals with 9. Shane Gostisbehere had 1 goal, 2 assists, and now has 9 points, 3 goals, 6 assists in 7 games. He is 73% owned, but still obviously available in 27% of leagues. So check your waiver wire because Gostisbehere looks really good in Detroit, seems to be fitting in well, especially on that top power play unit. Jaden Schwartz had 2 goals for Seattle, and Jordan Eberle scored the OT winner with 5 seconds left. The Boston Bruins were in Chicago as minus 212 road favorites. They won 3-0. Matthew Poitras scored again. And his role continues to grow in Boston. He has 3 goals, 1 assist in 6 games as a rookie. He saw some extended minutes with Brad Marchand and David Pastrnak in this game and would certainly be worth adding in deep leagues if that continues. So keep an eye on Bruins practice in coming days to see if Poitras remains on the top line. He is just 4% owned. Jeremy Swayman stopped all 23 shots he faced as he remained undefeated. He has a sparkling 134 goals against average and 957 save percentage in 3 starts so far this season. And Boston continues to be stifling defensively so far, giving up just 1 goal or 1.17 goals per game. However, as good as they've been, it is worth noting that these have been their opponents. They've played the Blackhawks twice, the Predators, the Sharks, the Kings, and the Ducks. Really, only one playoff team in that mix, and that's the Kings. So hasn't been a very difficult schedule to start the season for the Bruins. Obviously off to a nice start, but don't think this is going to continue when the schedule picks up, although I do believe they play Anaheim in their next game again. The Blue Jackets were minus 144 on home ice against these Ducks, who were plus 131 and came away with a 3-2 victory. For the Blue Jackets, Adam Fantilli had 1 goal, 1 assist, 4 shots on goal in the loss. He has now scored in back-to-back games and has 4 points, 2 goals, 2 assists in 6 games. He's been dropped in quite a few leagues since draft day. He's just 32% owned. With his talent, I think he's worth owning while he's playing over 17 minutes a night. Frank Vatrano scored again. He has 5 goals, 1 assist, and 24 shots on goal in 6 games. He's up to 48% owned, but he's a great pickup if he's still available in your league. As long as he continues to play over 19 minutes per game and is averaging 4.0 shots per game, then Frank Vatrano should be added in all formats. Lucas Dostal turned in another strong game, stopping 35 of 37 for the win. He has posted a dazzling 234 goals against average and 929 save percentage in 3 starts for the Ducks this season. The Winnipeg Jets were minus 186 home favorites. They won 4-2 against the St. Louis Blues. Hellebuyck had a very easy night, probably needed it, stopping 18 of 20 shots. He didn't have the best start to the season, but he's now won 2 in a row with a 933 save percentage in those 2 games, so he looks to be righting the ship in the Jets' crease. The Jets had contributions from a lot of their depth players in this game, but Kyle Connor ended a 3-game goalless drought with his 4th goal of the season. For the Blues, Pavel Buchnevich returned to the lineup after missing 2 games. He had 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 shots on goal in 17-25. So Buchnevich back in, making an instant impact. Jordan Binnington only allowed 3 goals against in his first 3 starts combined, but gave up 3 goals in 29 shots in the loss on Tuesday. The Minnesota Wild and Edmonton Oilers played in a pond hockey game, and life without Connor McDavid got off to a rocky start against the Wild. The Wild were minus 106 home favorites, ended up winning this game 7-4. Minnesota led the way, particularly Ryan Hartman, who had 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 shots on goal. Outstanding performance from him, 5 points on the night. Kaprizov had 3 assists of his own. Zuccarello had 1 goal, 1 assist. Philip Gustafson got the win, but he alarmingly allowed 4 goals on 28 shots. Now, I think we all remember he started the year with a 41 save shutout, but since then he has allowed a combined 16 goals in his last 3 starts, an 861 save percentage. Looking for better things from Gustafson. The Wild obviously struggling defensively a little bit to start the season hasn't helped them. Speaking of struggling defensively, Jack Campbell's inconsistent stat lines continued as he gave up 6 goals on 30 shots. He actually made several outrageous saves in this game, but the Oilers defense just continues to struggle and did not do him any favors. Evan Bouchard's breakout season continues as he had 1 goal, 2 assists, and 3 shots on goal. He now has 8 points, 2 goals, 6 assists through 6 games. Evander Kane, whose own percentage has dropped a little bit in recent days after a slow start, down to 67%. Had just 1 assist in his first 5 games, but 1 goal, 1 assist, 3 shots on goal, and 4 hits last night. Definitely worth owning, especially while he's on the top power play unit while Connor McDavid is sidelined. The Nashville Predators were minus 128 home favorites against the Vancouver Canucks, but the Canucks won 3-2 as plus 116 underdogs. There was a lot of just random depth scoring in this game, but Ilya Mikheyev scored his first of the season. He's worth a look on the waiver wire, just 5% owned right now. He's skating with Elias Pettersson at 5v5, 1 goal, 1 assist, and 4 shots on goal in both of his games, giving him 8 shots in his first 2 games back from injury. Look at Mikheyev at just 5% owned in deeper leagues. Quinn Hughes had 1 assist to maintain his early point per game pace. The Flames and the Rangers. The Flames were plus 118 home underdogs. The Rangers minus 130 on the road. Ended up winning 3-1. Igor Shesterkin, bit of a rocky start to start the season for him, but stopped 24 of 25 shots to earn his 3rd win of the season on Tuesday. Erik Gustafsson had 1 goal, 1 assist. Chris Kreider popped his 5th goal of the season, and Alexis Lafreniere scored for a 2nd straight game. Calgary has now dropped 3 straight games. They've scored just 4 goals total in those 3 games. The LA Kings were minus 182 home favorites against the Arizona Coyotes. They won 6-3. As the Kings do, they got scoring from pretty much everyone on Tuesday. Each one of their lines had a goal. They had 6 different goal scorers, and 13 of 18 skaters picked up at least 1 point. Kevin Fiala scored his first of the year and added an assist as well, giving him 9 points, 1 goal, 8 assists in his first 6 games. Connor Ingram was pulled from the Coyotes' nets after allowing 3 goals on 9 shots. Clayton Keller had 1 goal on 4 shots. He's got goals in 3 straight games and has 7 points, 4 goals, 3 assists in 6 games on the season. The Vegas Golden Knights hosted the Philadelphia Flyers. They were minus 185 home favorites, ended up winning 3-2 in a close one. Shea Theodore's excellent season, or start to the season, I should say, continued as he scored in the final minute to give Vegas the 3-2 win. He has 7 points, 2 goals, 5 assists, and 21 shots on goal in 7 games so far. Jack Eichel continues to roll along, adding 2 assists and 4 shots on goal. He's second in the league right now with 36 shots on goal, but has just 3 goals to show for it. So I continue to implore you to try and trade for him right now before his goal scoring erupts. It's not necessarily like an obvious buy low candidate, but I do think that better days are still ahead for Jack Eichel, and I want to try to get him on my rosters before the explosion happens. Cam Atkinson and Sean Couturier will likely continue to fight each other for comeback player of the year. Atkinson scored on Tuesday and has 4 goals in 6 games. He's just 6% owned. And to me, he will continue to score goals while he's playing over 18 minutes a night and piling up shots. Travis Sanheim also worth a look if you need some help on D. He's currently running the Flyers' top power play unit and averaging close to 26 minutes per game. He has 5 assists in 6 games and is shooting more than ever. Currently on pace for 191 shots on goal, which is 68 more shots than his previous career high. So that was the breakdown of all 16 games last night. Now we turn ahead to tonight, where there's only one game on the NHL schedule, similar to Monday. And we've got the New Jersey Devils as minus 240 home favorites against the Washington Capitals. For the Devils, Akira Schmid will likely start after Vitek Vanacek went last night. Schmid is just 51% owned. Obviously draws a great matchup against a Washington Capitals team that is struggling so far this season. So if Schmid is available in your league, make sure you scoop him up immediately, get him in your lineup for this evening. Hunter Shepard gets the nod for the Washington Capitals. It will be his NHL debut. He led the Hershey Bears to a Calder Cup last year and has a pretty nice 920 save percentage in his AHL career. So that's going to do it for the DFO Fantasy Podcast Morning Report presented to you by Betway. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you back here on Friday.